Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Laura Bakewell and here we bake things pretty well. Today for day 9 of Bakemas, we're going to be making some raspberry cookies. So let's get close and comfy and let's bake together. So for my raspberry cookies, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and add your flour, your baking powder, and your salt all together. So I already have that in this container mixed and ready to go. And then inside of your stand mixer, you're going to go ahead and start beating your butter. So once your butter has gotten slightly beaten, you're going to go ahead and add a half cup of granulated sugar. And then I'm just going to add a splash of vanilla. And then you're going to beat that together. Alright, so once your butter and your sugar and your vanilla are all mixed together, you're going to go ahead and add your 1 egg. And don't forget to scrape down the sides. You just want to make sure it's going to completely incorporate. And then you're going to mix again. Alright, so once this is all mixed together, I'm going to go ahead and switch this to a paddle. Alright, and then I'm going to add about half of my flour mixture, and I'm just going to sift it because that baking powder, I want to make sure that there's no lumps in there. So I'm just sifting it into the butter mixture. Just like that, and we're going to go ahead and give this a mix. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sift in the rest of my dry ingredients. And this is just that flour, baking powder, and that salt. Alright, now you're just going to mix that until completely combined. Alright, so my dough looks like it's completely combined. I'm going to go ahead scrape all this out. Alright, and now I'm just going to put some plastic wrap over this. And I'm going to put this into the fridge for about an hour to chill. Alright, so my dough has been sitting in the fridge for an hour. I'm just going to take a scoop, and we're going to scoop it into a ball. And you just want to roll it in your hands, and then with the last 1/4 cup of sugar, you're just going to roll the ball around. And then I'm going to take the back of a 1 teaspoon measuring spoon, and I'm just going to make an indentation right in the middle. And then I'm going to take a spoon, and I'm just going to put a little bit of my raspberry filling right in the middle. Just like that. And we're going to repeat that with the rest of the cookies. So while you're balling these up, don't forget to set your oven temperature to 350. And you're going to use a nice large tray with parchment paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll these into balls first and roll them in the sugar, and then I'll do the indentations. Apparently, whenever I was asking about recipes with my mom, she gave me this recipe for these raspberry cookies. And these are the cookies that my mom made whenever my sister got back from her trip in England from high school. And whenever she went to England back then, they had like these really nice raspberry cookies. And she brought a box of them home, but you couldn't find them anywhere here in the States. And it's like there was no cookie that tasted the same. And my mom found this recipe. She said the taste pretty spot on. So this cookie recipe is for my sister Sarah. And if you were to take these cookies and you wanted to make them ahead of time, you could roll them up into little balls, but I wouldn't put the sugar on them just yet. I would do that whenever you're about to bake them, just because that sugar will melt. And then you won't get that delicious, like, crusty, crystallized sugar on the outside. But you can just store these like in a Ziploc bag as little dough balls. And you want them to come probably to room temperature from the freezer. Just so that you can make the indentation that you need for the filling. And if you don't like raspberry, you can always fill this with like strawberry jam, or there's plum, there's apricot, there's probably peach. And fill this with whatever filling you want. You could probably even do like an apple pie filling. That'd be really good. I like little apple pie filling cookies. Whoops. Alright, so now we're just going to take my 1 teaspoon measurement spoon and do an indentation in all of these cookies. Alright, now we'll put some filling.
And because I use a teaspoon measurement, it is only just a teaspoon that goes into each cookie. So you could use that same teaspoon after you make your indentations and just fill them all up. You can easily do that. Alright, so that over there. So now these are going to go into the oven for about 13 to 16 minutes at 350. And while those are in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and make an icing that we're going to drizzle on top. So in here, I'm just going to do, it's a half cup powdered sugar and then half a teaspoon of vanilla. And then we're going to do 2 teaspoons of water. And we're just going to mix it up. Alright, so now we have like a nice little icing that we're just going to drizzle on top of the cookies after they've cooled. So we'll just set this to the side and we'll wait for those cookies to bake. Alright, so my cookies just came out of the oven. They were in there for about 15 minutes. They started to get nice and golden brown on the bottom. So I'm just going to let them sit here on the tray to completely cool, and then we'll ice them with our icing. Alright, so my cookies have cooled down, and now I'm just going to take some of this icing and just drizzle them over all of the cookies. Just going to do a nice light little drizzle. And you could also put this in a piping bag, just to ease it, like, it's easier to manage that way. Alright, and there you go. Beautiful raspberry thumbprint cookies. Oh, girl, I missed one. There was 2. There we go. There.
Alright, and there you have it, guys. Delicious raspberry cookies. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below, and I will see you tomorrow for another day of Bakemas.